It all starts with the delivery of the raw material, pressure vessel quality, hot-rolled steel. Material handlers unload the trucks and position the steel for initial cutting and component formation. The computer-controlled plasma arc cutting torch cuts the precision shapes and angles. Each component is cut to the exact size for the subsequent assembly procedures. The tube sheets that make up the front and rear of the pressure vessel are positioned and match board to assure tube alignment. Flaring of the tube sheet adds strength to the finished vessel assembly. The flat pressure vessel steel, cut to exact specifications, is rolled to form the shell of each vessel. Each pass is gauged throughout the rolling process to ensure consistent diameter and roundness. The finished shell is tack welded and delivered to the welding bay. In the welding bay, experienced code welders take the time to lay out the weld path and depth. All welds to the pressure vessel are done in the vertical down position. The shell rotates under the welding apparatus. All welds are X-rayed as determined by the ASME code. After the matchboard tube sheets are positioned and tacked in place, the shell is then delivered to the specifically designed welding pit. The shell assembly is aligned onto one of 3 turntables depending on shell size. From this position, the welders maneuver the robotic welding arm into position above the shell. The operator rotates the vessel assembly under the welding apparatus. Again, all welds required for pressure vessel assembly are completed in the vertical down position. Depending on boiler horsepower and operating pressure, some furnaces are corrugated. The completed furnace is then cut to length and welded in position. The entire vessel is then stress relieved at 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. Meanwhile, other components are being assembled, tested, and made ready for final assembly. Gas trains, electrical components, burners, all the critical components are tested and inspected prior to final assembly. State-of-the-art design and engineering is an integral part of each step throughout the manufacturing process. Hands-on engineers follow through from design to final assembly. The tubes are delivered from the tube mill, and the pressure vessel starts to take shape. The tubes are inserted and either beaded or welded into position, forming a pressure-tight seal. Once the pressure vessel is complete, it undergoes a hydrostatic test. The vessel is filled with water and pressurized to 1.5 times its design pressure. A certified inspector checks all seals and welds to ensure vessel integrity. Finishing a boiler starts with hanging the rear door. 2-inch insulation is layered on and strapped in place, then covered with sturdy sheet metal lagging. The vessel now starts to look like a boiler. The skids are attached, the lagging is completed, and the unit is delivered to final assembly. The integral front head provides optimum burner-to-boiler compatibility, assuring maximum efficiency and easy maintenance. The electrical components are installed and the finished front heads are ready for final assembly. The skilled craftsmanship of the stone cutter and mason fit the fire bricks to exacting standards. The front head is delivered and installed. All Cleaver-Brooks packaged boilers are completely factory assembled, wired and tested for guaranteed performance and reliability. Each and every completed boiler undergoes a test firing. All gauges and valves are tested. This assures accurate and repeatable combustion control. The boiler is then masked and prepared for painting and delivered to the paint booth. All units are finished with 2 complete coats of hard enamel paint. The masking is removed, the chrome is polished, and the finished boiler is dusted and prepared for shipping. Pride and craftsmanship is evident in every boiler, from the smallest to the largest. The final step prepares the boiler for shipment, whether it's down the street or halfway around the world. Our shipping department makes sure the boiler arrives at the customer location undamaged and ready for work.